Welcome to today's news discussion. I'm Sarah, and I'm joined by Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. Let's dive into the stories making headlines today.
The Democratic Republic of Congo is still grappling with an Ebola outbreak, and the World Health Organization has warned that it remains in an expansion phase. What does that mean exactly?
It means the outbreak is still spreading, and the number of cases is likely to continue rising. The WHO is concerned about the continued transmission and the strain on healthcare systems.
That's right. The latest government data shows over 1,700 recorded cases and nearly 600 deaths. The first month of this outbreak was already the worst on record. How are response efforts faring?
Actually, things are getting complicated. Healthcare workers at the epicenter of the outbreak have gone on strike over pay issues. The strike is threatening efforts to slow down the outbreak.
That's unfortunate. The strike is happening because of delays in payments to healthcare workers. It's not just about the money, it's also about the working conditions, which have been deteriorating.
So, what's the impact of this strike on the outbreak response? Are we seeing a slowdown in containment efforts?
Yes, the strike is complicating efforts to contain the virus. Ebola responders in the hardest hit areas have been striking over unpaid benefits and working conditions. This is making it harder to reach and treat affected communities.
I understand. It's a challenging situation. The reporting also mentions that the outbreak is putting a significant strain on healthcare systems. Can you elaborate on that?
The healthcare infrastructure is under immense pressure. With over 1,700 cases and nearly 600 deaths, the system is stretched thin. The WHO is warning that continued transmission is likely, and that's putting more strain on the already overburdened healthcare facilities.
That ties into the strike issue as well. If healthcare workers are not getting paid or are working under poor conditions, it's hard to keep them motivated and effective in responding to the outbreak.
Exactly. It's a vicious cycle. The outbreak is straining the healthcare system, and the system's weaknesses are making it harder to contain the outbreak. Now, let's move on to another story. The Health Ombudsman in South Africa has cleared hospitals in KwaZulu-Natal of bullying and victimization claims following a series of healthcare worker deaths. What were the findings?
The investigation found no direct link between the deaths and bullying or victimization. However, it did flag systemic problems across hospitals.
That's interesting. So while the Ombudsman cleared the hospitals of the specific allegations, there are still underlying issues that need to be addressed. What kind of systemic problems were identified?
The investigation highlighted poor working conditions as a significant concern. It's not that the deaths were directly caused by bullying, but there are broader systemic issues that need attention.
Right. The Ombudsman's report is pointing to the need for improvements in the healthcare system. This is not just about the specific hospitals in KZN, but potentially a wider issue across the healthcare sector.
Absolutely. It's a complex issue. You can't just isolate the problem to one area. It's about looking at the overall healthcare infrastructure and how it's functioning.
Let's switch gears to another story. There's been a tragic incident involving an 18-year-old student, Umar Dambuya, who died during a Duke of Edinburgh expedition. What happened?
According to the reports, Umar entered the River Wye in Powys during the expedition and died. The school has paid tribute to him, describing him as much loved.
It's a heartbreaking incident. The school has launched a GoFundMe page to help raise money for Umar's family. What's the response been like?
The response has been supportive, with the community coming together to help the family during this difficult time. It's a tragic reminder of the risks involved in such expeditions.
Yes, it's a sobering reminder. While the Duke of Edinburgh Award is meant to be a positive experience for students, incidents like this highlight the importance of safety measures and risk management.
That's a crucial point. The investigation into the incident will likely look into whether all necessary safety protocols were followed.
Moving on to our next story. We've got some updates on local news and weather from the BBC. What are the key headlines from the region?
The BBC London News and Weather segment airs on BBC One London, providing the latest updates from the region. It seems to be a standard news and weather roundup.
Right. It's part of their regular programming. They cover the key headlines and provide a weather forecast. Nothing out of the ordinary there.
Exactly. It's more of a routine update rather than a breaking news story.
Let's wrap up with another story. The BBC News program is airing on BBC News HD at 8 a.m., covering the latest national and international stories. What's on the agenda for this broadcast?
The program typically covers a range of current events, both domestically and internationally. It's a comprehensive roundup of the news.
That's right. The BBC World News America segment is also airing later, providing in-depth reports on major international and U.S. news.
So it's a day filled with various news broadcasts across different BBC channels. Viewers have multiple options to stay updated on current events.
As we wrap up today's discussion, it's clear that there are several significant stories making headlines. From the ongoing Ebola outbreak in Congo to local news updates and tragic incidents, there's a lot to keep track of.
Indeed. And it's not just about the individual stories. It's also about how they intersect and impact broader issues like healthcare infrastructure and safety protocols.
Well, that's all for today's podcast. Thanks for joining me, Sean.
Thanks, Sarah. It's been a pleasure discussing these stories with you.